So how would you feel if you felt constantly confused, if you heard and saw things that no one else seemed to, and if you always felt paranoid? Well, as I learned last year in my psychology class, schizophrenics feel this way every day. And most people know about it, most people have an idea of what it is, but we don't really understand it. So I will explain it to you, tell you about some of the things they have to go through, and show you that it is very treatable. So, as said by Laura King of Experience Psychology, it is defined as a severe psychological disorder characterized by highly disordered thought process, meaning they don't think straight, things seem crazy at all times. Dee Shore of the United States something of health states that it may be one disorder or many disorders with different causes, meaning it's very hard to treat individuals as a whole. It's very different for everyone. So people may go through hallucinations, delusions, they may not be able to think straight, they just feel lost, they feel separated from the rest of the world. So ways of getting it can be biological, they can be psychological, it can be genetic. If someone in your family has had schizophrenia, then you have a 10% chance of getting it compared to the 1% chance of the general population. However, if you are one of a pair of identical twins, and if one twin has it, you have a 40 to 60% chance of getting it. Also, it can be something wrong with the brain. There can be enlarged ventricles, which causes damage to tissue of the brain around them, or there can be a smaller frontal cortex. As you can see here, there is different brain activity between a normal person and a schizophrenic person. And here, in a set of twins, the well twin, the brain looks fine, but in the schizophrenic twin, it looks very unhealthy, and you can notice the enlarged ventricles. Also, it's stated that it can be caused by stress along with these biological factors. However, it's just not sure. The disorder is so strange that everything goes. It's also very rare in children under 18. Men are usually diagnosed around 18 and women around 25. And in children, it's much more severe, and if not treated immediately or at all, it can cause homelessness in the future, destructive behavior, depression, suicide, and other things such as that, according to CNN. So let's elaborate on exactly what they have to go through. As many people assume, schizophrenics have hallucinations. So imagine you're surrounded by at least 10 different people, most of which don't like you. They're all yelling at you, whispering at you, laughing at you, saying things that are very degrading, very mean. It's a very scary thing to hear. It can cause the crazy behavior that is usually linked to schizophrenia. But this craziness can lead to potential suicide, which is 8 times more likely in a schizophrenic person. Here in this picture, this is a tapestry that was embroidered by a schizophrenic person. As you can notice, it's very disorderly. Most of the words don't make any sense, nothing is constant. This is what goes through their mind every day, if not treated. Also, they cannot express emotion properly, they're naturally very secluded, they're loners, and they don't understand information as well as normal people do. They cannot read other people, they can't just take in information as a normal person would. There's also issues in movement. Some people may have repeated movements, just random movements, no reason to it, or they can have something called schizophrenia catatonia, meaning they will stay in one position for hours on end, very random position for no reason. This man right here in this wheelchair, as you can see, he's bent over one way with his arms pointed in separate directions. He can't move. There's no reason behind this, but he cannot move, and no one else can move him. He's stuck like that for hours. Despite all of this, however, schizophrenics can lead healthy lives. With the proper treatment, they can just go on as normal people. They can take medications, psychotherapeutic medication. However, they cannot discontinue the medication without proper supervision or permission to do so, because it can cause them to relapse, and if they do so, they can become very violent with all the hallucinations and everything encroaching back onto them. There's also therapies that they can go through, but the most important factor of treating schizophrenia is having support. They need support of their loved ones. There's certain group therapies that people can go through. According to Laura King, individuals with schizophrenia in developing non-industrialized nations tend to have better outcomes than those in industrialized nations because they are more accepting of their schizophrenic loved ones. So now that we have a little bit more of an idea about the mental disorder, schizophrenia is a very scary thing. It causes so many different bad things to happen to you, but it is also very treatable, and it's misunderstood. We don't need straitjackets or needles to control them. They're normal people on the inside, and with the proper treatment, you can see that side of them. So research is always changing. It's never the same because it's such a strange disorder. No one really understands it, but everything is being done to help these people.